Welcome everybody. As you could have seen in the thumbnail, we're gonna open up the Ultra deck, the Three Brothers, which is starter deck 13. And besides opening the starter deck, I'm also gonna open a couple of booster packs. Uh, I worked hard to get multiple booster boxes. I managed to get almost every single one except the OP01 version. That one was just way too expensive for me to get currently. I really hope I get my hands on one soon enough. And it looked fun for me to actually open one pack or multiple booster packs per version per episode with an addition of one extra product. This time it's the starter deck 13, maybe other starter decks or other promotional materials. Without further ado, let's get started. And I do think I want to start with the booster packs itself. Set the booster box aside for a moment. And after my mistake last time, I do have my scissors ready for now. And I'm just gonna open them from newest to oldest. So I'm gonna end up with opening the Paramount War one and start with the OB01, EB01, sorry. Let's see if we could actually get a Lost Pack Magic hit again. I do see some color on the far back side of it, but let's just hope for the best. So a lot of these we actually already seen. I opened, my very first video was opening an EB01 box itself. And I managed to get one alternate art, the one from Kiros. So Edward Weevil as one of the hollows or shinies, I'm not sure how they call it. And I do have another hit, if I'm correct. Like last time, I actually did not do that much research on which cards are very good and which are not. But in terms of artwork, I might find this, okay, I like the Kiros more than this one, but still it is actually beautiful. And on play, give up to one of your opponent characters -1 cost during this turn, then KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 0. Might come in handy if somebody has a cheap blocker, so this is definitely a usable card. Let's set that aside for now. And let's open my very first booster for OP06. Starting off strong with Garp, Inupe, Inazuma, Baran, Zio. So my very first hollow would be Charlotte Pudding, and we've got a Momonosuke. This is quite a strong one, 5 cost, 6,000 blocker. Blocker is actually always good for in your decks as well. I did read up on how to build a deck because it seems to me that I can soon start opening or starting store tournaments or whatever. I just already found some in my local area where I can play the game, so that's also very nice. Oh, I messed up this time again. Not gonna look what the last card was. And let's go get them. So obviously a lot of these cards, because we're opening a lot of different packs, we don't have really, or at least I didn't do my research on which cards are the suitable ones, which ones are the desired ones. Just gonna open it, have some fun with it, and hopefully we will get one of the manga arts, which I do know that the chances to get one are very slim. Then we got the first rare card, Ohm, and I do see some color, maybe not. It's a Rebecca. Um, it's a blocker, 0 attack, 4 cost. Add up to 1 black character card with a cost of 3 or to 7, other than Rebecca, from your trash to your hand. Play 1 black card with a cost of 3 less from your hand rested. It's actually good to get your hand stronger and make it more annoying for the competitor to win the game. So, very first time OP04, I thought that in this box the Manga Sabo was the desired card, and obviously the alt arts and everything. Giola, Banana Gator, fun character. Orlambus, Karu, Charlotte Peresporo, Barrier, Yokozuna, Charlotte Moscato, Flapping Thread, Gyatz, Who's Woo. Nice character. Didn't see much of him, but I do know his resent and the story behind him, basically. And we've got a very strong card, Don Quixote do Flamingo, 10 cost, 10,000. This will clearly, if you manage to get this on the field, you can do some damage to your opponent. I'm just gonna put this one next to Brook, even though I don't know if he's one of the ones you actually want to get and use. Definitely it's a strong card. I might just put it into a deck to test it out, and otherwise I'm still happy to get a card which is very strong. Could be handy in the end games of a game. So the very first OP03. Like throughout all the packs, the artwork is actually very nice. They put a lot of detail and attention into them, even though they're like just common cards. Boodle, very good mayor of a town, and a cheap blocker as well, so it is very handy. Usually we got 12 cards. Now I do seem, oh, it's a Dawn. So let's put this one aside. Didn't know you also received Dawns with boosters. Boscat Mochi, great fight in the anime series. And I definitely know that this card is actually something nice, because it looks very different. It looks a little bit like the Brook one in terms of design. Probably the alt art of Isho. Dawn 1, your turn. Give your opponent character -3 cost. If your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, trash 2 cards from your opponent's hand. Oh, that's actually strong. So you can actually mess up with their defense or offense during the match. Very nice card. Very happy about it. But let's go to the very last booster pack, the OP02. Stage, Impel Down, Trafalgar Law, King Dew, That Wink, Jaguar D Soul, Django, Moji, Orlay, Daifugo. So we got Vista, one of the Whitebeard Pirates characters. If I'm correct, he's even a commander. I actually know for sure he's a commander. And the man himself, Whitebeard, and also another heavy hitter. So 9 cost, 10,000. Let's see. On play, up to one of your leaders gains 2,000 power until the start of your next turn. Then you cannot add life. Up to one of your leader gains 2,000. I'm not sure. I thought you only will be able to play one leader, right? However, then you cannot add live cards to your hand using your own effects during this turn. Dawn ×2 when attacking, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 or less. So actually, if you give him dawns not on the round you're playing in, but the next round you might be able to also move out a blocker from your opponent's stage or field. And another dawn card. I like this one as well. It's a heavy hitter, so I'm just going to put this one over here as well. So we did the booster packs, and now let's proceed with the starter deck. Let me just put these over here. Kind of like them over here, still in the shot itself. And let's get to it. So I do note that these starter decks, so the Ultra starter decks, are more expensive than the regular ones. And that's because you will receive 3 leaders inside of them and a little deck box to store your deck in it. So let's see what's in there. A playing mat of some sorts. How to basically explain how the game works. It's good to have a read through this thing on a later moment though. And the other side, it's basically a different picture of the mat I actually have. The 3 brothers, Luffy, Ace, and Sabo, are still on them. Let's put this one aside as well and get to the deck box itself. So the deck box itself, you've got a picture of all 3 leaders. So Ace, Luffy, Sabo, and the One Piece card game logo. And I did know that with these boxes you also get a bonus pack, so promotional pack. But let's first start with the deck itself, and we also have a little card divider inside of it. So over here we got our Dawn cards. Let's quickly put them aside. Oh, nice. These Dawn cards also have a little foil over them, which makes it more interesting. And actually all of them have it. In comparison, here we've got a regular one, just plain white, black and white, and the other one has a nice shine to it. Definitely gonna use these. And let's have a look at the leaders. So the very first leader would be Sabo. You may add one of your characters with a cost of 3 or more and 7,000 power or more to the top of your life cards face up. Up to one of your character gains 2,000 power during the start of your next turn. Interesting. The next one would be blue and yellow Ace. So the first one was red, yellow Sabo. Just not gonna read through all of the effects, maybe on a later point in the videos, but for now let's just have a look at the card itself. And the last leader is a black and yellow Luffy. So basically yellow is the main target of this deck, and the very first 2 cards are also yellow cards. Both of them are Sabo, 5 cost, 6,000, 1,000 counter. It's a strong guy. So the next 2 cards are Ace. If you have 2 or less cards, life cards, this, okay, that's nice. A rush card, 5 cost, 7k damage, and that's maybe good for the last quarter of your gameplay. Maybe you've got some less life cards, so you've got a rush, you can directly hit another one. Another character. 1,000, 1k, 2,000 Garp. Nice. I like that all of these cards up until yet have the gloss to them. 5 cost 6,000 Luffy. So this is basically a deck which you can do some damage to people with. A 3 cost blocker, Ivankov. Edward Newgate, another heavy hitter. And we got a playable set, a full playable set of 4 characters. Or 4 cards of this character. Curly Dadan. 5 cost 4,000 blocker. Very nice. The younger versions of Sabo. Not gonna read all the effects and everything currently, just gonna move through them. Shanks, heavy hitter. A young Ace. Makino. A young Luffy. We've got Yamato. And as you can see, all of the cards are actually yellow cards, which makes sense if the main color for each of the double leader cards is yellow as well. Gum Jet Spear. The Three Brothers Bond, and that's it for the cards inside of the starter deck. Should be some strong starter decks. If I'm correct, you will manage to make it opponents difficult with this deck, even though you don't have any other additional cards to use. And for the promo pack, let's swing it open and check what we've got. I really hope I've got one of the leaders, because I do like the black and white background with the red flames of each of the ones we see over here. And as you can see, our very first one is a leader. It's the Sabo leader. And what I mentioned, so the fire pops off really off the card because the rest of the card is black and white. And it's actually the same illustration on both cards, only the colored version and a black and white version with red flames, red and orange flames. Very nice. We've got one of the leaders. Could we have the opportunity to get a next one as well? And it should be with the next card. No, it's a black and white Makino. Actually also the very same illustration on both of the cards, only black and white instead of colored version. And the very last one would be an Edward Newgate. It's over here. Let me just grab this one quickly as well. This one isn't a red and orange in terms of besides the black and white, but it's with tints of blue. I hope you enjoyed this video in this format. If not, just let me know. And if you do, I'm just gonna keep trying to do multiple starter decks and 1 or 2 packs per what do you call it, per box, which I actually managed to get my hands on. So for now, I really like the Isho one. Like I said, I really wanted one of the leader cards. I might start to build a deck with this one because I like the card itself, the shine to it and everything. And obviously the Brook one was also very nice. Definitely the 2 hitters were quite good as well. And hopefully I can see you in the next one. Thank you. If you liked it, please subscribe or like the video. It would help me a lot as well. Once again, thank you very much.